Hello, my little mathematicians. Today we're going to work on writing and translating expressions. So if you see this word phrase, I want you to write an algebraic expression for it. This is an algebraic expression. And then if you see an algebraic expression, I want you to write a word phrase for it. So go ahead and try these. And then when you unpause the video and come back with us, you may have some different answers than what we have because there's more than one way to write it. Okay. So you unpaused and you came back with us. The very first one, you have 11 less than. Because it says less than, that 11 goes to the end, okay? Because you're taking 11 away from what? 3 times a number. And we don't know what that number is, so we can represent it with an X, an N, a Y, an A, whatever variable we want. And I wouldn't use an X to represent multiplication anymore because that could possibly be a variable. So try to have it just be parentheses or a dot if you wanted to show multiplication. However, if you have a number touching a variable, you don't even need a multiplication sign or anything between them because a number touching a variable means they're being multiplied. All right, the next one says 6 times what? The quotient, so dividing what? 4 and some number. So that could be one way. Or you could say 6 times the quotient, so dividing like that, 4 and some number. Okay. Or if I were to simplify this, you have like 6 over 1, right? Times 4 over x. So 6 times 4 on top and 1 times x on the bottom. That's saying the same thing too. 6 times 4 on top over x. All of those are ways to write that one. The next one says the sum, so sum means plus, of 12 and some number. And then that whole thing is divided by twice, so 2 times what? That number. So whatever that number was that we were talking about before. So whatever variable you chose here, choose that same variable. Okay, the other way we could have written that is the sum of 12 and some number all divided by twice that same number. Okay, and if you used A, then use the A here. If you used B, then use the B there, and so on. Okay, a number, so whatever number you want, whatever variable, decreased by, so subtracting 13. Now that one, there's kind of only one way to write it. The only thing that can change is you could have had any variable other than x. You could have had like a minus 13 or y minus 13. For the next one, there's multiple ways that you could have written this. I said the sum of a number and 15. Okay, or you could have said the sum of n and 15. A number increased by 15. A plus 15. Why not simple, right? There's multiple ways we could have written that. We could have said 15 more than a number. The next one, I said the difference of the product of 4 and a number and 32. Or you could have said 4 times a number minus 32. Or 4 groups of x subtracted by 32. All of those are ways that we could have said that. The next one, I would have said 3 plus what? The parentheses mean we were multiplying inside of here, the product of 12 and some number. Or 3 increased by 12 times the number. The next one, it's K, the quotient for division. So the quotient of what? 9 times y and 3. Or the product of 9 and y, and then that divided by 3. And I put a comma here because it's showing that it's that whole thing divided by 3. And that's it. If you got all of those correct, and again, you could have worded them a little bit differently. But if you got them all correct for the most part, congratulations. Those were some pretty tricky ones.